What up, what up, what up, everybody? This is HG Manufacturing coming back at you today to show off these EZFAB9000 weld rings. These are stainless steel weld rings that can act like a filler for your butt joints. I've got some scrap pipe here. I'm going to show you here in a second how everything fits up. But yeah, basically we've got this ring that's got a slit cut in it so it can compress a little bit and fit inside your pipe. It usually pretty tightly holds the joint together, but has this raised lip here that you can just simply burn right into the joint. And that acts like your filler, so you don't really have to feed any filler rod into the joint for these stainless steel joints. And I mean, you can if you want to, but it definitely gives you a great buffer. You don't actually have to by burning the material that's in the ring itself. This backside strip helps seal the joint as well. Eliminates the need to back purge the joint. On stainless steel piping, a lot of people have to plug the ends, feed some argon into it. Basically keeps the backside of the weld from looking terrible and oxidizing too bad. So with these, that strip back here kind of seals up the backside of the joint, keeps you from having to do that. It's thin enough to not impede flow in your piping system here, and it's also got a chamfer on the lip just to help with air passing over it or gases passing over it, whatever it may be. So basically we can take one of these. I think this is the size that fits. Let's find a clean cut here. And I cut that with a chop saw, cleaned it up with a die grinder. Very hobbyist, non-professional type of thing. That's what these are aimed at. You just can kind of squeeze that, fit it inside. Tightly sits inside the joint. Let's see if I'll be able to do this with one hand. Okay, so we've got our other piece there. Usually these can actually hold your pipes in place if you're trying to fab up like a hot side or something. In this case, I've got this odd angle. This was cut right in the middle of a bend, which some of these guys are having to do. The rings were actually designed for straight connections, but they work just fine in a bend as well. That bend, when you cut in the middle of it, the profile ends up not being perfectly round, so it's just not going to fit the same. Sometimes that's not going to hold your pipe up the same way. So I'm going to take this joint over to the welding table here in a bit and show you guys how you burn this thing in. Super simple. It's made for the hobbyist, made for the beginner that does not know how to TIG weld, does not know how to feed filler in, does not know how to regulate your heat. You can just kind of stomp on the torch and let it go. So really good tool for all you guys having to fab up turbo kits and exhausts and things back home. You just don't have the experience with the TIG welder. You don't want to pay a professional. So yeah, let's get this over to the table and show you guys how it works. All right guys, so we're at my little shop fab table here where I've got my MIG and my TIG set up. I'm using a basic Harbor Freight TIG welder, AC/DC welder that I got from my buddy Mike at Monkey Fab. I'm using the 2.5 inch weld ring here. The sizes I currently have available are 2 inch, 2 1/4, 2.5, and 3. Mike sells the other sizes on his website, Monkey Fab Garage. And so yeah, right now this is what I've got in stock, and I'm just gonna light this thing up. I've got this welder set at 160 amps, which is really high for the thickness of this tubing. But I'm just gonna just gonna melt this ring right into the joint, throttle the pedal a little bit. So let's see how this goes. My first attempt here. So I started with the tack here, melted right in. Let's flip it over and go to the other side and tack that in. Easy peasy, tacked right in. And Now I can start just walking it along that joint. If we can catch this on camera at all. I'm not gonna pulse this. I'm not gonna try to be fancy and make it look like a stack of dimes. I'm just gonna run it on in, so this weld's most likely gonna end up looking pretty smooth. But as long as it's a strong joint, that's all we're after. Alright, let me get the camera real quick, or I'll just bring this up to it. You can see how this is starting to melt in. I could throttle this a little bit harder and melt it further into the joint. Probably be the wise thing to do, make sure we get good penetration there. But, I mean, this is just so easy. This is literally a one-handed TIG welding operation in stainless steel. I don't know any other way you could do that. Really excited about this, if y'all can't tell. So, for the sake of timing, I'm running through this bead. It's going so fast without having to dab. The other good thing about that strip in the back is if I do blow right through the walls of this pipe, I've got a lot of backing material to keep melting into. But you can see here, it's so easy to just run along the length of that joint. Got a little unwelded section here still, but it just melts right in with no filler. Looks perfectly fine, and you can be pretty belligerent with the pedal and still get a good sealing joint there. So again, get over to hdmanufacturing.net. That's where you can buy yours. Right now I've got the 2-inch, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, and 3-inch. That's probably the most common sizes I could have thought of really for these stainless steel EZFAB9000 rings. Get on over there and check out what I've got. I've got map sensor mounts, boost control solenoids, mounts for those solenoids as well, billet, aluminum grommets for firewalls and things. Just lots of stuff that I'm trying to bring out to you guys. So thanks for watching. I know this was a longer video, but I just really wanted to show this off from a complete welding noob's standpoint here. So have fun with it. Get yours today at hdmanufacturing.net. Thanks.